What's up, fellas?
Fellas.
And fellers. Wait,
Ladies?
wait, isn't it funny? So, in like a romance language,
Okay.
an A ending would be feminine.
An A-N?
Like an A ending.
An A-N? An A-N?
An A-ended. An A
A-N.
ending.
Alright, I think I'm finally
Suffix.
back on.
Oh, thank God. But we say fellas to refer to dudes.
Yeah, that's
So
true.
there's no
you're
female
saying-
version of fella.
Okay. Well, there doesn't have to be, though.
That's true.
You're saying, like,
Well, I wanted to say, like, oh.
amigas? Like,
Yeah,
amigo,
like,
amigo.
something like
Why did I
that.
say it like that?
I don't know.
Amigas. Amigo, amigas.
Taking
Oh,
those
man.
night classes.
I took 2 years of Spanish in high school.
Did you really?
Yeah, it was not beneficial.
I learned Latin.
Honestly, that probably would have helped me more.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because like
It was pretty fun.
technically, I got a philosophy degree. Like even though it was a theology
You should have learned
undergrad, I know I should have.
Latin. Yeah. You could read the Vulgate. I did have to translate. That was part of my thing.
There's no vulgar translation.
I had to
No
translate
Vulgate.
the Vulgate to English.
I actually
Parts
went.
of
What's his name? It's right there. The guy who did the Vulgate.
I don't remember his name.
Oh, why do I remember? I want to say Samson. Not it. It's gonna drive me crazy.
Samson.
Not Samson.
He's brushing his hair.
Oh, and someone else brushed his hair.
That's true.
There's no way Samson brushed his own hair.
You don't think so?
No, it's probably like
I wouldn't let anyone near my hair.
it was
if
probably
I
like a
him.
Tangled situation where his mom brushed it. Disney movies.
Do you think? Do you think that he got scared when he was taking a shower and like some hair fell out?
Do you think he took showers?
They gotta do something. They gotta bathe.
Well, yeah, probably bathing,
But like when he found loose hair, do you think he got scared?
loose hair. Probably.
What if Samson went bald? But since nobody cut his hair, he
Well,
would
I
lose
wonder.
his,
I wonder
be a
if
cheat
when
code.
I wonder if when Delilah cut his hair, all of it fell out. I mean, that doesn't make any sense.
No, but that would be wild.
I don't know. I think I would like that.
He just immediately goes bald.
Why does it matter if I would like it? I think I would like it though.
You like that imagery?
I do like.
That's kind of like Humpty Dumpty.
Okay.
You know how, like, we read the story and then we're just like, this dude sits on a wall and falls.
So he's not a dude. He's
Obviously,
an egg.
he was an egg, but it never says that he's an egg.
There's zero problem with the fact that he's an egg. Oh wait, he's not an egg.
No, they never say he's an egg.
Okay.
So we just assumed that, like, and clearly this is a ginormous egg.
But it's also a nursery rhyme. But it's
Yeah.
probably based in some truth.
But I think it's easier to stomach the fact that they all tried to like put this guy back together. When it's like an actual dude, it's a little gross.
Yeah, because it's like the surgeons tried to do surgery on him and they couldn't.
Yeah. Well,
Because
the
they
horses
didn't
were
have-
involved too.
Oh wait,
All the
All
king's
the-
horses and all the king's men.
they
Like,
tried. Oh yeah.
the horses are getting in on this. They
are we
would have
talking
made it.
about?
They would have made it worse.
I mean, maybe it was just like they were part of the travel. They had to bring people in. That is.
I'm trying to
think about.
rationalize a nursery
How did we
rhyme.
get to Humpty Dumpty? Actually, this week at my son's school is nursery. They had a parade and he did. Well, I don't want to say Carl. Old King something. Old King something.
Okay.
I don't know.
What's the rhyme? Or what's the story?
Old King. I forget the guy's name though.
Did he have something?
No, he was just an old king.
Oh. Sick.
But we got him a crown and like a one of those like shawls, I guess. A shawl,
Oh.
a cape that kings wear. Kings
Oh,
wear
yeah, yeah.
capes.
They wear capes.
And
A
then
robe. Like a robe?
yeah.
Yeah.
And then we had a name tag on it that said what the king's name was,
Hmm.
which is actually in the title of the song.
Old
King.
King. Old King. Something.
I can't think of his name. Old King something. Hey, a hemp factory.
Oh.
That's interesting.
There's all kinds of stuff around here.
Yeah. What are we doing?
But anyway, hey guys. Welcome back to Tipsy Theology, Road Edition.
A view you've never seen before.
Yeah, if this is your favorite view, then comment.
Honestly,
and like the video.
a Tipsy Theology podcast.
Or the podcast.
That's while driving.
You know what I've always said?
It's a good thing I'm your guest.
I've always said that, alcoholism doesn't run in my family. It drives.
You've always said that?
Always said that.
Oh no.
This definitely isn't the first time I've said that.
Well, good thing this is a Dry Boy episode.
We got the dry boy. I don't know what episode number this is because I've lost count.
It doesn't matter. You'll find out when the number's on there.
When it releases and there's a number, that's the one it is.
We're just gonna ignore you, like someone who's not, like you're just along for the ride.
It is funny. They're kind of like
I'm a little scared that I keep looking back.
That's kinda
Alright, I'm
awesome.
not gonna look back anymore.
I do love how the POV right now
I know.
is that they're the third guy in the car.
Yeah, but they're sitting in the middle.
Yeah, that's what I would do if I sit in the back seat.
That's actually a good point.
So I want to be part of the conversation.
Yeah.
Welcome to the conversation, guys. I do have a question for you. Let me try to fix that. I can see the sky better.
Ooh, that's nice.
Isn't that nice? That's pretty. I'm kind of jealous of them. No, I get it from her view.
Beautiful Florida.
Florida is beautiful in its own unique way.
So why are we driving, Paul?
Well, we actually just did a tour that you set up.
We
on a
did.
podcast.
Yes. Yeah, but we weren't on the podcast.
We were not. We just got to go and fanboy.
Yeah, just hang out. That was really fun.
It was fun. Yeah.
Super nice guys.
Yeah.
And the lady of the podcast was not there.
No.
But, she wasn't expected to be.
I was just happy that they were there. Anybody was there.
Yeah, that would have been
They
weird.
could have sent us to an abandoned building somewhere, but it was to their place.
That's true. They
It was
really
good.
could have. They just do whatever they want. Yeah.
It's true. But yeah, we're driving back now, and Steven is like, no, we should record a podcast.
Yeah, I feel like our drive would have been a great episode. Although we weren't talking to each other like hosts.
It's true, just like regular people. Which honestly, I'm trying to get. That's one thing I want to get better at.
Don't talk like a host.
I don't want to talk like a host.
So you want everybody watching to forget that they're being entertained?
Yeah.
So we
I
want
want
you
them
to
to be-
feel like you're just in a boring car ride.
No, not the boring part.
Oh, yeah, okay.
I want you to feel like you're here.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to do anything. You're just like, this is just me on a normal basis.
Yeah.
Which is funny because I do talk most of the time. Like when I'm home by myself,
Oh,
I'm still talking.
so I have a very spiritual thing that happened to me. In regards to that,
That's sick.
and I didn't mean to get this
No, because I have a somewhat serious but kind of funny question for you.
Okay.
Which I was
Should
like,
we set up a little bit more of what we're? Well, let me say this.
say
because
this,
it
say
makes-
that first. Say
Okay,
this
'cause
first.
it doesn't really have anything to do with whatever we're going to talk about, or it might. I don't know.
It might be perfectly.
Well,
aligned.
okay, so
Yeah.
I think you've told me this before, but there's someone in my head that I talk to.
Yeah, the narrator. Yeah.
Yeah, there's a narrator in my head that I talk to, and I like to think that that's I don't know, maybe it's just a resonating chamber in my head of sound, or it's really my thoughts, and I think about it as another person. Anyways, I've been playing golf a lot more recently.
Yeah.
And I often play golf by myself. And golf is one of the things that, I regularly play with other people, but I try and get, I just like playing golf, and playing by myself is fun sometimes because it's I don't put AirPods in. I'm
I
not
love that.
listening to anything. I don't just have my phone playing music. I'm literally just on the golf course. Now, when you're playing golf, there's a lot of things you can think about, or you can think about none of it at all. You can kind of choose.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of mechanics that, which I feel like even really good golfers are thinking a lot about what they're doing. So, my brain is still going. I'm doing a function.
Yeah.
But I don't have to, think intellectually about it. So, anyways, when I play golf by myself, I will often talk out loud. And the reason I do that is because there's nobody around.
Yeah.
I'm just in a field.
So you're gonna say anything.
Yeah, which honestly is a little ridiculous, and I get that. I've had conversations with people who literally just don't like golf, don't like people who play golf. And I'm like, okay, well, that's not fair.
We are on the right road, by the way.
Yes, we are.
Because I remember this on the way up.
Oh, good. Okay. Oh, yeah, you're right. Look, there's castles over there.
Oh, that's sick.
That's what that... This says,
Little playground.
Scott's corn maze.
Who's Scott?
I don't know, but he has a corn maze.
He's got a good kingdom.
That looks awesome.
That actually does look really
I'm
fun.
gonna bring my kids out here. Yeah, Great Scott.
Great Scott.
Great Scott Farms. That's awesome. Great Scott Farms. I don't really know what city we're in right now.
I don't know.
We're somewhere in the middle of Central Florida, just kind of going up and down.
We're just driving.
Okay, so on the golf course, and there's some construction, so there's like, we're on the wrong side of the road right now. Oh wait, no, we're on the right side. Yeah, we are. Yeah, you can't see the road.
Thanks to the can't see it. It's great.
But, so, the other day I was just playing golf by myself, and we do have to turn here. I was playing golf by myself, and I started talking to myself like I normally do, like, oh man, why did I hit it like that? Or like, what, like, or realistically, what I think in this situation, I hit the ball and I was like, man, I just out loud, I was like, yeah, I hit that exactly how I wanted to.
That's cool.
And I said, like, why am I talking to myself? And I said, wait. Then I said, you know what? Thank you, Lord. Thank you for that great golf shot.
Yeah.
And then I was like, you know what? Actually, hey, Jesus, let's play golf today.
Yeah.
So then I was like, all right, now I'm not playing golf by myself, and I'm not talking just to myself. Now I'm literally having, like, all of my golf that's happening.
Yeah.
I'm talking now, like, in my mind, I'm talking to Jesus. I have a direction to point to.
Yeah,
and I realized, like, man, that was such a simple thing. It was like, I'm not, like, going in my closet to pray. I'm doing what I'm doing. I'm in nature.
Yeah, yeah.
Heavily crafted by man on a golf course. But
I mean, that's part of what we're here for.
Yeah, that's true. To craft golf courses.
Yeah.
Leisure time.
That's right.
But I was like, it's so easy for me to just now, I don't have to like talk about anything other than now I'm inviting Jesus in to play golf with me.
Yeah.
There's gonna be some people that hear that and they're like, that's so dumb. And
probably is.
Honestly, that's fine.
Yeah.
Like, I'm okay with that. But
Yeah.
I don't know that it's more dumb than just talking to myself and leaving Jesus out of it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
You know, I think about that too, even when...
I think that was a grasshopper.
Grasshopper?
Yeah, I think it jumped onto the...
Oh, I think you're talking about the motorcycle.
Oh, no.
Drove by.
Sorry,
that was
road
not
distractions.
a grasshopper.
You're like, that kind of bike is a grasshopper?
You're like, that's sick. Yeah, I didn't know they made those.
Yeah.
I think it was on the windshield. It wasn't.
True.
That's awesome. I missed the grasshopper.
Sorry. I think it jumped up off the road and jumped on the window, jumped away, and probably
sick.
died in the process, but
That's sick.
hopefully not.
He's alive.
I mean,
Doing well.
yeah.
Gotta go bully some ants later.
What a great movie.
That's a great movie.
Yeah, that's two Disney movies.
One more on the road to hell.
We are headed towards
Are we gonna copyright strike? That's true, we are.
Well, we were. Now we're not.
That's true. Now we're headed toward
Lakeland.
Yeah. Lakeland, a good spot.
Yeah. The promised land.
But yeah, I do wonder that it's like when we talk about having a relationship with the
Goats.
Lord.
I'm just gonna say.
I love how these are the worst kinds of episodes. We can't stop just looking at everything because I was thinking about saying goats the whole time.
Well, when I looked over at you to say it, you were like, I could tell you were trying not to say goats.
Yeah, I was trying so hard.
Don't say goats. Don't say goats.
You're like,
goats.
And horses.
Yeah, horses. Nice.
What was I talking about?
I was talking about talking to God on the golf course.
Oh yeah, we talk about having a relationship with God. But then it's like, well, how would I have a relationship with other people? And obviously, there is a level of like reverence that I think he deserves, and that we do give him. There's that fear of the Lord, but also it's like, am I treating him like I would a person that I want to have a relationship with? And it's like, what would I do if you'd invite that person to come play golf with you?
Right. Yeah,
Or
sure.
if I'm trying to figure out a problem, I'd go and ask that person.
Yeah.
I'd vent that to them and be like, what do you think?
Yeah.
And it's funny because I've found, even on like my morning walks, where I'll oftentimes internalize all this, be like, what do I think is going on here? Like, well, it's like, why am I doing that to me? I don't know the answer.
Yeah.
Like, why don't I just ask the Lord?
Yeah. I think to some degree, I think most people would be like, especially people that don't pray often,
Yeah.
would be like, well, the Lord's not going to talk back to you. It's like, that's not actually true.
Right.
Like, there's
right.
other forms of confirmation, and and is this going to be a prayer episode?
We're talking about prayer now, which actually, this does actually tie into the question I have for you.
Okay. Should we set up what? Like, we're a little bit on a mission right now.
We are on a mission, which means this episode will probably stop when we reach that.
Okay.
It depends on where we're at, but we're headed toward...
It'll probably stop with reaching that place.
I think so.
There's a good chance, though, that it's very close.
That's what I'm afraid of. Which in that case, we'll just restart. Well, not restart, but we'll just pick up. We'll
Okay.
just pause and pick up.
When are you going to do the pre-roll?
Oh, that's going to be in there somewhere.
Why not just do it right here?
Yes. Welcome back from the pre-roll. What if I do it twice?
I think we might actually be close, because
I think we are pretty close.
there's a lot of gates and stuff. All right, so
No, I think it is right up here.
yeah. So maybe this will be the beginning of the podcast.
So what are we coming here to do? What are we looking for?
Okay, so do we want to mention where we were? I guess we don't have to.
I don't think we have to.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
I thought about it. I was like, maybe we shouldn't.
True. Oh, I'm supposed to go left here. There's a big truck in my way. I think I'm just gonna cut in front of them.
Yeah, dude.
Hopefully that's okay. Thank you, sir. You're a wonderful
Yes,
human.
he's flipping us off.
You're a wonderful human. I hope you have a wonderful life. Yeah, okay, so we were on the way to our destination, which was a little bit further north, Central Florida, from where we live. And as we're driving there, all of a sudden I look over and I'm like, is that a statue of Shiva? And Paul's like, I think it is.
It's this giant statue in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah, and it's like at the entry of what looked like somebody's property.
Yeah.
So there's a statue, but the thing is like we don't know that it actually was Shiva. Is this it? No. We don't know that it was Shiva, but it was definitely an Eastern,
Some kind of Eastern deity.
an Eastern deity. That, and the statue is probably like 8 feet tall.
Probably.
I mean, it looked
It was pretty big.
huge. Yeah, so we are going to have to take a picture and send back to the guys.
Yeah, we will.
But
I think it's coming up.
But yeah, so when we left where we were, it took us a different route,
Yeah.
and then we were like, okay, we need to go back because we told the guys that we met a little bit further north that we saw this,
yeah.
and they were like, well, you have to go back and send us a picture. So we realized as we were leaving that the GPS took us a completely different route. So we turned around, came back this way.
And now we're on the right path.
Now we're on the right path to find what might be Shiva.
To find a foreign god.
And yeah. Yeah.
But
And
it is interesting, though, because you did ask a question when we first passed it,
okay.
which I think is an interesting thought, in that we oftentimes we're focused a lot on our own, like, it wouldn't be weird to pass a giant cross.
Sure.
It'd be like, okay, yeah, cool, a giant cross.
Yeah.
But
But kind of be like, yeah, one for the team.
be like, woo, yeah. But then when we see
Even
like
though
something
it's
like
a
that,
Roman torture device.
yes, just kind of crazy.
But they would say it's redeemed. Right?
Yeah, we reshaped it.
That's a different conversation.
But it's like we often forget that there are people just as devoted to another religion.
Yeah.
And then when we see like a temple of worship or things erected in honor of them, it's almost like, ew,
Right.
why would you do that? But it's like, well, they're just as devoted to that as I am to Christianity.
Yeah, and have you ever noticed that like those places, and I don't know if this is like me projecting onto it, but those places always seem abandoned to me. Like whenever I see another temple of worship, like it usually kind of looks like a nightclub during the day.
I don't think
You never thought that?
I don't share that experience. Yeah.
Maybe it's just the ones that I've seen.
Like
Maybe they literally
are
were abandoned.
nightclubs.
Yeah, they could just be nightclubs that look like temples.
Yeah.
That's not a, we live close enough to Tampa. I think there are places like that.
That's actually probably true. Yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, and I think my whole point with that was basically that there's a light side and a dark side.
Yeah.
It's not Star Wars, but that story comes from somewhere.
Yeah.
And I think the idea is like there's no neutral movement. So like I like what I was saying was I work at a house of worship. Like I work at a place of worship to the one true God, which is what I believe.
Yep.
And some people work at another house of worship to their one or thousands, like in Eastern religions it is thousands of other gods that aren't true gods. Now in our tradition, we know that there are other gods. And I feel like I grew up more thinking that the other gods were
Just made up.
we would say like false gods, but I think maybe even the word false was
It's a little misleading.
It's misleading.
Yeah.
Like that was actually a big thing because it's not that they're fake, meaning non-existent, existent, or made up, but instead, we went around this roundabout.
Yeah.
But this is taking me that way.
Did we go straight through?
We came up from there.
Go that way.
I think.
I trust you.
Yeah. Wait. Yeah. Sorry, we're navigating a little bit. Yeah, I think this is trying to redirect me.
Okay. Yeah.
That says south, 561 south.
Okay.
Yeah, it's trying to redirect me that way.
My eyes are just peeled open for it.
Maybe not though. No, now I'm. Wait, what? This roundabout? Now I'm heading back north.
What?
How is that possible?
It says south.
But I think it's from south. Forget that we're recording.
Yeah, me too.
Let me turn around and take the correct roundabout.
Okay.
Because when I looked at this, putting it in the GPS, it was correct. So I need to just trust it. I don't know why I didn't trust it. I think because we looked at it like an old school map.
Yeah, we did. Trying to go back to the 90s here.
I know. Remember like MapQuest?
Oh yeah. I remember I had directions printed out.
Yeah.
To some of my friends' houses.
Yeah, you would print them out before you left.
Yeah. And I would just save them sometimes.
I always had friends that would say they would print it out, and they would, but then they would leave it on their printer.
I've done that several times.
We'd be going somewhere. Oh, go, 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 go. All right, back to the roundabout.
Woo! Whee!
Okay, I think I think this is. I mean, it's saying it's correct.
It all looks familiar.
Yeah, and this is taking me to my home, so.
Oh, even better.
That's where I want to go. That's where I want to be. But yeah, so like I think sometimes so false gods. I think that's a misnomer that a false god is something that somebody else made up.
Yeah.
When in reality, like there's a lot of things that tell us that there's passed down tradition.
Yeah.
That other religions that worship other gods, somebody didn't make them up.
Right.
A lot of them stem from actual entities that were encountered by people.
Well, I think the other part of that too is for us to say as Christians, Bible-believing Christians, that all the other gods are completely made up is actually kind of a mockery to God. Because he's the one, because Yahweh is the one who says, oh, there's no other gods besides me.
That's a good point.
But if he's the only one, that's actually really embarrassing.
Yeah, I think people would say
it's kind of like
if I don't make up other gods.
And then he's like saying like none compare. in the same way that Babylon in the same Bible says there are no other cities besides me.
Yeah, true.
And it's like, well, they're saying not that there aren't any other cities. They're saying none of them even compare.
Right.
It'd be like if I invented a sport and said I'm the best player in this sport. It's like, well, yeah, you're the one who played it. You made it up.
Yeah.
Like that's kind of embarrassing to say that.
Yeah. Maybe it is further away.
I
Maybe it was
remember being
further
closer,
than I thought.
but yeah, I don't know. Keep our eyes peeled.
I mean, there's a good chance we've already passed it.
I hope not.
Because we didn't fully go back to where we came from. You know what I mean?
But we weren't that far out of the way, were we?
I don't know.
Guess we'll find out.
Oh well.
I hope we find it.
Yeah,
But
that'd
it-
be cool.
So I do have a question for you,
Okay.
and I'm very curious about this. It's a little bit of a fun question.
Okay.
We're in a road episode, so let's make it a little fun.
Okay.
So knowing what you know about Jesus, in his life, who he was, his personality, do you think that if you were alive at the time of Jesus, would you like him as a person,
That's a great question.
or would you not like him?
Oh, that's tough. So, I want to ask 1,000 questions
Yeah, yeah.
because, like, in this scenario, am I me now, or was
I'd
I
say,
born
like,
then?
You were born then, so you're not who you are now. But
So,
let's say you've got the same personality.
do I have the same parents? Like,
me
were
say-
is my community the same?
Let's do it this way. I guess it does require some setup.
A little bit.
I guess I think about it as like,
Only if you're talking to me.
yeah, to you. I guess for me, when I think about that, it's like, okay, let me take the same thing, but let's put it in Judaism.
Okay.
So it's like, let's say I grew up as this, I grew up in a Jewish family.
Okay.
And yeah, we went to the temple all the time. That's what we did. And then this guy shows up, and I'm like, who's this dude?
Yeah.
And it's like, even just like his personality, not like I don't know him as a savior.
I think we might have passed it.
I have a fear we did.
I'm only saying
Was
that,
it before? I thought it was before the construction, though.
but there's multiple points of construction.
But I mean, that one in particular.
I'm only saying that because if we don't see it, I don't want to be completely disappointed.
That's true.
And we're far enough away from home that like if we turn around, it's going to take us hours to get back home.
Yeah.
So we're just going to have to keep going, and hopefully we didn't pass it. But I
Hope
do
we
feel
see.
like it was pretty close to where we were.
I honestly can't remember specifically.
I can't either, because we talked that whole way,
Yeah, we did.
and we said we are going to get coffee halfway through. But anyways,
Got coffee
okay.
like 10 minutes
I
from
know, I know. But yeah, so
So I guess like, yeah,
if you grow up,
I don't know him as a savior. I just know him as an individual.
okay.
It's like, would I want to hang out with him?
Well, and technically, if you are talking about Jesus pre-death, he's not the Savior yet.
True.
He's the prophesied Savior. So, in that way, you're not really talking. Like,
That's fair.
and something else you would like. I would want to bring into the conversation would be like the concept of like how much was Jesus aware of his divinity? How much did he like fight between those
Humanity and
humanity and his divinity? Like, what did that actually look like
yeah,
on a personal level? Because we have general ideas of that, but we don't necessarily know like what Jesus felt like.
true.
And I think that some of that would play out being able to like meet and hang out with him.
Yeah,
Like I think some of that would be maybe more obvious in some moments, but the other question would be like how close are we talking? Like how close are we? Are we in the synagogue in Capernaum when he pulls out the scroll and reads it?
I'm like, you're gonna have dinner with this guy.
Okay.
Because honestly, and the reason I asked that, because I was thinking about it, it's like, would I enjoy spending time with him just as a person?
I see. I think it depends on who you are.
I mean, me being me.
Yeah, but I'm saying like, so in the first century situation, who you are in the story would determine that. So if you are a Pharisee,
Why are you making
because
No, it's a good point.
because I think the Bible actually answers that for us.
yeah,
I think the Bible actually answers your question for us. You just put yourself in whoever it would be. Yeah, something on fire over there.
dang.
But like, so you can easily just go like, all right, so if you're a tax collector,
Yeah.
your interaction with Jesus, you probably wouldn't like it very much.
True.
You know, unless you're Zacchaeus,
True.
and then he's your savior.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Or if you are one of the ones that were part of like the wayward group that Jesus would step into and speak into, you know what I mean? Then I think you would like it. I think you would want to hang out with him, not because he's participating, but because he's not walking in and putting you down, but instead he's walking in to bring hope and life, which you don't have.
Right.
So I think in some ways, if you're on the end of judgment from Jesus or on the end of grace from Jesus, that would determine whether you would like him as a person or not.
Yeah. Because, I mean, there's a heavy emphasis on that side of him. I guess I'm talking about more the other side of...
Like pre-30?
Well, so, like, he's a...
Like, you meet Jesus at 25.
Because Jesus is a tradesman.
Okay.
So it's
Is
like...
he?
Yeah, because he worked in... he was a mason worker, wasn't he?
So let's talk about that.
Okay. Because he worked in, like, stonework.
So his dad...
Yeah. He was like a general contractor.
was a general contractor,
Yeah.
not a carpenter.
Correct.
So, okay, you're saying that like everybody knows that.
Oh, that's fair. I sound like I know. Wait, are we before or after this? Because I remember this.
I don't know. I mean, we just drove
I'm so
this
turned
road.
around. Yeah.
Well, literally, you are turned around from the direction we came.
That's true. I still have hope we're gonna run into it.
I actually think we might still. Yeah, I think.
But I won't be disappointed if we don't. I will. But
okay, I will a little bit too.
I will be disappointed.
Yeah, but you know, you do what you can.
It's true. Okay, yeah, general contract.
Yeah, so
This,
like,
because it is
a lot of translations translate that
being
Joseph
carpenter.
was a carpenter.
Yeah,
So the actual translation would be closer to the word for general contractor, which meant that he probably was a finished carpenter, but probably more so just a builder.
yeah,
A general contractor who was just a builder. So, and in that tradition, when you, like, this is where I get hung up a little bit. So they know him, there are people that call him Joseph's son in Nazareth. There are people that are like, oh, that's just Joseph's son. Okay. So, but the Jewish tradition, the rabbinical tradition, is that at age 13, you would stop schooling and you would either study under a rabbi,
yeah,
which is what Paul does,
Mhm.
or you would go to the trade of your family.
yeah,
So we assume that Jesus goes to the trade of his family. The problem is he becomes a rabbi at 30,
yeah,
and that's the proper time.
yeah.
So
That's true.
everything about his ministry life would tell us that
It
he
builds up to
didn't
that.
go back and work for his family.
Yeah,
That instead he kept doing schooling, just like we see when he's like 12, I think.
that makes sense.
That his parents leave the temple and they go a day's journey,
yeah,
and he stayed back at the temple and he was sitting at the feet of rabbis, which is what you do
yeah.
when you learn from
Yeah.
them.
And it would make sense that would
And
be
they
allowed to
commented-
read scrolls
Oh,
in the temple as well,
yeah,
because he would have had that training in that.
yeah, because the people didn't freak out
Yeah,
when he went up and grabbed the scroll to read it.
right.
So they obviously,
It was expected of him to go.
it would be like if you were at church and someone just walked up on stage and grabbed the mic.
Yeah,
Well, if they're a pastor at the church, then that's not
it's
weird.
normal.
Yeah. Like if they're on staff at the church, not weird. So
Yeah.
Jesus walking up and grabbing a scroll, they didn't react like it was weird. So
Yeah, true.
he had permission.
Yeah,
How else does he have permission? So like I guess
Yeah,
I
that's
guess
fair.
my thing is like, and I don't actually know if this is true, because I feel like, and I'm saying it with some doubt, because I feel like at some point there might be something definitive that's like, no, he did work with his, but he does come from. So
Yeah.
I let me say it this way. Maybe
Yeah.
this is actually more true. Maybe saying isn't that just Joseph's son,
Mm.
is actually a knock on him in social status.
Yeah.
In saying like, well, he's not a rabbi, or
True.
he's not of the like priestly tradition, or he's not important.
Yeah.
But what do we know about him? He is of the line of David.
Mm-hmm.
So we know that he's from city of David. His family's through Bethlehem. Everything would point to the fact that he went the rabbi route and was never a general contractor or a carpenter at all. That doesn't mean he didn't know how to build stuff out of wood.
True.
Because he still lived at his parents' house.
He's still with his dad.
Yeah.
Yeah. And there could very well have been some times where it's like, oh, he stopped to go help his dad with something and came back.
For sure.
That's definitely speculation, 100%.
Yeah.
But I guess it's interesting with that. And it, like, to the question is, it's like, so if I'm talking to somebody, ask them questions, and instead of answering a question, they just tell me another story and then ask me a question.
Is that what I just did?
No. But, no, you didn't. You didn't.
Okay.
But it's funny. It's like I say that like with Jesus because that's what he's known for with his parables.
Oh, right.
Someone asks him a question, he's just like, "Well, once upon a time." I'd be like, "Oh, this is kind of annoying."
Yeah. Except, isn't that how rabbis would talk?
I think that's pretty how they talked. That's a very philosophical approach to answering questions.
But that's an oral tradition as well.
Yeah.
Like, and they're still like pretty.
So there's some expectation of him to do that.
Yeah.
But it's just it makes me laugh that it's like, yeah, the guy can't hang, and he's just gonna go and just mess some stuff up.
Yeah, he's just gonna tell you stories.
Yeah,
Yeah, but I feel like that's a good thing.
but it's kind of cool.
Yeah.
So I don't know. It's one of those where I was thinking about that. It's like, yeah, if I was just
Because like even in the Irish tradition,
yeah,
the storyteller was
Yeah.
the entertainer,
yeah, absolutely.
right?
Well, let me ask you this, because kind of like, I feel like a better comparison to is like hanging out with your pastor.
Okay.
But for a
You
lot
guys still back there?
hey guys, just checking on you. You need any snacks?
I'm gonna be honest. I think we did pass it.
I think we did.
I remember seeing that.
I don't remember when. That's the problem.
I feel like it was really close. I think it was really, really close. So I think we might miss
I have a feeling we did. I'll have to make another trip sometimes to see it.
You're gonna take a pilgrimage to the other.
Just to find it. That actually might be bad.
Yeah, I think it might be.
I don't think I should do that.
I don't know. It depends on the posture of your heart.
That's true. Just
I
send
think
it
for that
to my
sake,
new friends.
Yeah.
But it's like it'd be like hanging out with your pastor,
Okay.
and it's like, would you? I remember that song too.
Well, we just saw it back there.
Yeah, that's why it's so familiar. You're right. That would explain that. It's like, yeah, would you feel comfortable just being yourself and hanging out with your pastor on like a Friday night? And it's like, could you have that same level of comfort as a friend just hanging out with Jesus?
I actually don't think we passed it.
Don't tease me like this. I agree with you. I just didn't
think
want
we
to say
might
it out
still
loud.
have a chance.
I just didn't want to say it out loud.
I know. Yeah, we're just gonna. Yeah.
It's gonna be a roller coaster this whole
I know.
ride.
Well, so I would actually say I think you should feel some weight hanging out with your pastor.
Yeah.
And you should conduct yourself slightly different. Not than who you are personally.
We haven't passed it yet. There's the Mason Temple.
I think you're right.
It is up here. It's up
Wait.
here. That's the Masonic Temple.
Yeah, but there was another one.
There weren't two, were there? I just remember one.
I think because that school stuck out to me.
I think we're gonna see it. And look, I remember that sign. It's the same sign.
No, because this church.
I don't think we passed it yet.
I think it's right up here.
I don't know. I don't think I should be excited. She was just around the corner.
Oh boy. Oh wait, this is that downtown area. Yeah, because that's the building I was like, I'd love to own a building like that.
That's right.
Was it before this downtown?
Don't remember.
Oh man. Is it okay to cry? No, I don't. You can't
I don't
cry
think I
out
should
to,
cry about it.
cry out to no other gods. No, don't do it.
Dear Lord, Yahweh,
Help us find this.
could you help us find this? No, don't, that's not a real prayer.
But that.
That's not a real prayer.
Yeah, because that's the question is like, if we feel convicted when we see the statue to knock it over, do we do it?
I think we have to pray about it. Like, pray for it to fall over.
Oh, and not physically touch it.
Yeah. I think that's more powerful.
I agree. But who would that be for?
We're going to film
The
it.
podcast?
We're going to film it.
So, what that means is if there's someone watching this podcast that needs the witness and the testimony of the power of Jesus,
Yeah.
then it's for them,
Yeah.
which is possible.
That means we have to find it first.
know.
All right, we have our mission.
And that would be wild.
No confirmation from the Lord, but we have.
Just a journey to take. Oh man, what were we talking about?
Well, let me say this. So because when I think about it, and it's funny because it's
Yeah, we're 40 minutes in.
wow.
Is it weird to reference that? I mean, you guys already know how far in we
You
are.
know how.
And if for some reason you're literally watching all the way to this point, that's amazing.
That's incredible.
It probably is interesting to watch. Probably soothing.
Maybe it might be.
I think it'd be fun to watch.
I don't know if we've said anything that interesting,
But what if somebody is? I'm gonna go this way because it says can't. I was trying to follow exactly, but I forgot that was a one-way road. Remember, this is where I turned around 3 times.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Yeah. If okay, now I can't go that way. Does that say Korea? Oh,
Yeah,
I
it
think
does.
that's a monument to
Okay.
to veterans. Yeah. Wait. What were you saying?
Yeah, because when I think about it, even when I pray, it's like I've said this, like, I really hope God has a sense of humor. I've said that a lot of times. Because it's like, there are times where I will just be telling jokes in the middle of the prayer sometimes. And I'm like, I really think that God is funny.
Are there other people present?
No, it's just me.
Okay.
And I fully believe that God is funny.
Okay, let's talk about that. Just quick sidebar.
Yeah.
Why would he, why are we assuming? So, if Jesus eats, where does
Yeah.
the food go?
It's his body.
Into his stomach.
Yeah.
Why is that weird?
Right.
If we're made in his image and likeness, why is it weird that Jesus has a stomach?
Yeah.
Where else would it go? Does it just evaporate?
Right? He just does it to look normal.
I think we just don't want.
I think
I
we
think-
don't want to add too much humanity to him sometimes.
Well, I think that we want Jesus to be like other gods.
Yeah.
And other gods are like genies in bottles.
Right.
And so maybe that's the heresy, is that we make Jesus. He's not human. He's
Yeah.
incarnate, and then he has a
Right.
glorified body.
Yeah.
So he's the firstborn of creation. So if that's true, we're made in his likeness. But we're not I think anything that we're missing or anything that's not great about us is a result of Adam.
Yeah.
Okay, now we're down a whole different thing.
Yeah.
I think it's not weird for us to say God or Jesus is all the things that we are,
Yeah.
but perfect.
Yeah.
So if Jesus is not funny, then being funny is not a perfect human form
Right.
or
Right.
expression.
Right.
But if it's part of the perfect human expression, then of course he is.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely.
And also, where else would it come from? Where would humor
Yeah,
come
where's humor come from? It has to come from somewhere.
from? Yeah.
Yeah.
And if it
And I
brings
think
us joy,
it's funny because I found through my prayer life,
yeah.
it's like there's definitely been times where he's pulling jokes on me. And I was like, this is awesome.
Do you think we missed it by taking that one-way street?
Do you think it was? Did we go back that way?
I think we were only a block off. I don't think we would have missed it. Because that one-way street was just a block. It was like a city block.
Yeah. I don't know anymore. I don't know anymore.
I don't either.
Is this different than when we came on?
No.
Okay.
But I think there were multiple lodges. And there keeps being places that look similar.
Because it was right next to the Mason Lodge, wasn't it?
I don't remember. I feel like it could be like right there. You know what I mean?
And I don't even know how to look this up. Like, I don't think I could look it up.
No, I don't think.
You have to Google Earth it or something.
Well, I don't know that it would be mapped on there. I mean, I guess you could just scroll up the road.
It depends on, yeah.
Oh, wait, there it is.
Oh, that's it.
I'm kind of scared now.
We found it.
I'm a little scared.
I actually just got scared. When
I
we
did
found
too.
it. I'm not gonna lie.
I did too.
But that's why I feel like I gotta pray for this thing to fall over.
Okay, I'm a little scared. If I'm being completely honest.
No, dude, I feel the exact same thing.
Okay.
I actually feel like a little like, I don't think I should do this.
Yeah, I actually feel like there's like some.
There's actually some kind of demon going on here.
Yeah.
Now this is gonna be found footage.
I'm a little scared.
You want to park here and walk over? Since that is someone's driveway.
Is it somebody's driveway?
There's a mailbox out front.
How is that someone's driveway? What in the world?
Let's walk across.
Okay, but what is this place?
This is a restaurant.
Is it really?
It says Red Wing Restaurant.
Okay. Well, we just told everybody where we were.
Oh, I'll believe it out.
Why?
I don't know.
Just
We're
found
here,
footage.
guys. We're here.
Why did that? I think because when I turned for a brief second, I saw the eyes.
Oh, I wasn't expecting it there. That's what got me.
Okay.
I wasn't
we
ex-
did, but if you look right here, you can't see it.
No, because it just opens up.
Yeah.
So I think that's what got. I wasn't expecting to see it right
But I
then.
think I literally saw its eyes. I feel really weird spiritually at the moment.
I feel a little disturbed.
Yeah. What is this right here?
Another road looks like.
Okay.
I don't know what road.
All right. So when you're driving down this road, it's a main highway. There's a ton of bushes right before this house entry. Oh yeah, we're gonna have to go back around to that restaurant.
Yeah.
You can't drive down that street slow.
That's what I'm saying. I think we should just walk across. Just run across the road.
I was not expecting that.
Me either. I feel a little disturbed.
Yeah. But I think that proves the point of what we've been talking about.
Yeah.
That like a statue is possessed by something.
Yeah.
And we are
if the person invites it in.
Yes, but we are not inviting it in.
Absolutely not.
However, there
And I say this unironically right now. I'm sorry to cut you off. I say this unironically. It's like, yeah, I actually am hoping this thing falls over
same.
when we're in front of it.
Same.
Like, that's a legitimate prayer. If this thing is holding on to, if it's being occupied by something.
Whoa.
It's like, yeah, I want this thing to tumble over.
I did
How
not
crazy would it be if we go up to it and it's falling on his face?
Oh, that would be. I think I would.
I feel like I'd have to
I
start
don't know,
singing
man.
or something.
Yeah, we would have to. Yeah, that's like I feel.
That's crazy.
I feel wholly reverent at the moment.
Yeah.
Like I feel very aware of the presence of the Lord. Like I feel like my spirit is on guard.
Same. I'm gonna stop it here and then we'll keep filming, I guess.
And then you'll do point of view from the.
Get my POV. We're getting out of the car, kiddos.
Oh boy. I don't want to go on that side of the road.
No, we're gonna get in front of the mailbox and run across.
Okay, wait. But film the reveal of it.
Yeah.
It's right here.
Isn't that crazy? It's just out of nowhere. After this truck, we can run across.
Yeah, step back.
I don't know who this is.
I think that's a solar camera right there.
Let's see. It's creepy. That was weird.
That was very weird. The thing is I felt when we passed it.
Yeah.
I mean, we recorded it, but when we passed it, I literally felt like. So if you believe in the Lord, or you've been on a roller coaster,
Yeah.
it's different, but it's similar. Where within my, what you would call your gut,
Yeah.
spirit, or Christian language would be your spirit, like right above your stomach. I felt a strong urge.
Yeah.
So when we passed it, I was like, "Whoa!"
I felt
there's
that
something.
like grab.
Yeah,
Like a,
yeah.
yeah.
That is like witness of the Holy Spirit. Because
Yeah.
the whole time we were talking, we were in conversation also with the Lord.
Yeah.
Saying, whatever this is, like, we don't want to participate in it.
Yeah.
We're not opening up to it. And if it needs to fall, let it fall.
Yeah.
It did not fall. So, maybe it's a witness to us that, feeling the Holy Spirit with urgency within us, making us aware of
Yeah.
something spiritual going on there that we don't want to be a part of, is still a witness to us.
Yeah.
But yeah,
I'll say, I started to say it, and I was like, I'll wait. So the feeling I got there too was a very similar feeling I went to. So in Tennessee, near Nashville,
okay.
they have a 1-to-1 recreation of the Parthenon, and it was created originally.
1-to-1?
Yeah,
That's wild.
it's huge. It's massive. They built it originally for the World Fair that happened there.
Yeah.
I don't remember when that was. And they built it out of, it was supposed to be a temporary building just to show off like, look what we did.
That's crazy.
Amongst a lot of other things. Well, it started becoming a staple in there. And so they're like, hey, let's keep it. So they redid it again, but out of concrete. And that's how you can visit it now. And inside of it, they have a statue of Athena that would be in the original Parthenon building. And in that, like, to show
It's
the
a 1-for-1.
yeah, and to show the size of it, in her hand, she's holding Hermes, and he looks like this little tiny, like he fits in the palm of her hand. He looks small, and he is, I think, 6'4".
No way.
And she's massive. Like it's huge. It's undescribable how big this thing is.
But she's in it.
She's inside the building.
That's crazy.
It's huge.
I mean, it's got to be like 80 feet tall at least.
I don't think it's 80.
I mean, the building itself.
It might be 80 feet. Now that you say that.
That's 8 stories.
Yeah,
That's crazy.
it could very well be. We could look it up. I don't actually have the full.
And that's just pillars.
Yeah,
It's a 1-story building.
yeah.
That's 80
It's all
stories
pillars,
high.
and
Yeah.
the area she's in is enclosed, and there's these massive doors. But when I went in there, and I don't know if anyone else shared this experience, you definitely feel disturbed. And I knew for me when I was there, it's like, I don't feel comfortable being here. Like, I feel unwelcome.
Yeah.
And that's how I felt as I was approaching this statue, too.
Yeah.
It was like, I feel very unwelcome here,
Yeah.
spiritually. And why? I guess the question then I'm asking myself now is like, why wouldn't I be?
Yeah. Why would it not be a welcoming place for you?
Because it's like, I shouldn't feel welcome here because I'm not welcome here.
Right.
And I'm not welcoming it. And so it's rejecting me as well.
True. But the fact that somebody has that and had it built,
Yeah.
they must feel welcomed by it.
Yeah.
Or they must feel something towards it.
Yeah.
Because, yeah. I mean, and the thing is like, that can sound ridiculous, but walk up to a waterfall
Mm-hmm.
and you feel in awe of it.
Yeah.
And that's God's creation. So, like, if we create something to represent another entity, then it will inspire some type of feeling.
Yeah.
Or evoke some type of feeling. And I think that that's either welcoming or not.
Yeah.
And
It's
maybe
true.
maybe other people also don't feel welcomed by it. Maybe that's the point of it. We'll have to look up who that was.
Yeah, because I didn't recognize that.
I didn't either.
At least what a name.
But we said, like, so you're 5'5"?
5, 6.5.
I feel like I said
Every time I get
I said 5'5" because I feel like I've heard you say that before.
Really?
Yeah.
I might have made jokes about that before.
Okay.
But I'm really like 5'7".
All right. So if
Yeah.
you're 5, because I'm 5'9", so I'm not that
Okay.
much taller. But like 5'7", when you see the picture,
And I'll post that picture on Instagram.
okay,
I can see it.
you could also just like put it on my hand.
That's true. If your hand is the statue, then I'm here.
Yeah.
No joke.
So if you're 5'7", the statue was at least 3 of you.
Minimum, at least.
Minimally,
Probably
it
more.
was 3 of you,
Yeah.
which makes the statue
Right, 18.
16 feet,
Yeah.
16 and a half feet. So there's a good
Yeah.
chance the statue is around 16 feet, and the monument that it's standing on, or the foundation, it's
Like another 4
2
feet.
Or
No, maybe 3 feet.
I thought you had.
Because it was each step. There's 3 steps.
So you're talking about probably 20 feet all in.
Yeah.
That's huge.
That's massive.
And it literally is just on the side of a random back roads interstate in the middle of Central Florida.
Yeah.
That's the weirdest part to me.
Yeah.
It's not like
There's no reason it should be here.
what's beyond that gate.
Yeah.
That's what I want to know, because you can't see what's behind it. And there's a mailbox at the front of it,
Yeah.
so it's obviously a residency, or maybe it's a business.
That could be. Which is a business mailbox.
But if it was a business, there was no business sign. I mean, maybe it's a temple.
But it didn't seem like someone's house. I don't know. It's weird.
But the road curved around a bunch of trees,
Oh,
so you
true.
couldn't see what was behind it. I mean, you
Yeah.
guys will see the picture, or you'll actually see the video, right?
Yeah, I filmed that bit of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, in that though, you see that there's just trees and bushes behind that.
Yeah.
So it's just its own thing right there. That's so weird.
That's so strange. But you know what? You brought up an interesting point. And I love how, and this is what I think is kind of fun about this travel episode. You guys have traveled with us. We've definitely gone a lot of different paths, but I think they all lean toward the same through line. And here's the through line that I'm seeing. Is that it's like, would you be friends with Jesus?
Yeah.
And I think the question is, at least for me, is like the answer is yes. Even if there's things about him, what I read is like, man, I would probably hate this guy in real life. But there's other things where it's like, I'd probably love this guy in real life.
Yeah.
And I'd like him because of these things. It's like, oh, if I heard a friend who fully believed in something and then went somewhere and started knocking tables over, it's like, that guy's awesome.
Right.
Like, you believe you're so convicted about what you believe that you're willing to go extreme for it.
Yeah.
And
Because the truth is,
I think that's a scary message to hear sometimes, but in a lot of ways, I think it's very appropriate, especially when it's for truth.
Yeah.
What were you gonna say?
I was just gonna say, even if you're a merchant at the table that was flipped,
Yeah,
I bet there's a lot of us. I know I've felt this way before. That even when I feel like I'm doing good work, there's some of it where I wish it wasn't the way it was. So like, there are times where we'll actually ask that question. Stop here.
Yeah, we'll finish it.
There's times where I'll actually ask that question, where I'll actually be like, Lord, is this pleasing to you?
Yeah.
And sometimes I feel like the answer is, it's fine, but don't do it again.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it's not even like a bad thing. It's just like maybe too much of what I think, or too much, let's say, production. Like
Yeah.
maybe it's too much focused on not him. And in that way, I kind of take that and adjust.
Yeah.
And so even the things that I don't love, like I may not love in the moment about Jesus, like you said, I like it because it's like a good workout. It should make you better.
Yeah. Yeah.
If you humble yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I'll say this, and I'll let you have the last word.
It's your podcast.
Is that I know, but I feel like if I do that, we'll keep going back and forth.
Yeah, that's true.
Which is a good thing. But so I'd say it's like, yeah, would I be friends with him? It's like, well, he challenges me in ways that a friend should, and he pushes me to be better, which a friend should.
Yeah.
And he's funny. He's fun to hang out with. He's fun to spend time with. I'm sure he was up to some shenanigans sometimes in a positive way.
Shenanigans was a scary word right there.
That's like reckless love. That's why reckless love Jesus is shenanigans.
Yeah. You can say that.
But so all that to say, when it comes to something, let's say going to church, there are people that feel very unwelcome at church.
Yeah.
And I think sometimes it can be because of the people, but let's assume everything's great and they're very welcoming people.
Yeah.
A lot of times you're convicted with someone who you should feel convicted by.
Yes. Let's bring you up.
Ooh, a little POV. Not POV. You're in the front seat now. Welcome. Now you're in front of somebody that is, you presented with righteousness. You're confronted with righteousness and truth.
Is this supposed to be 16 by 9?
No, that's how I've been filming it.
Okay.
Yeah. We're going vertical.
Okay.
Because otherwise it wouldn't fit in the cup holder.
Yeah, true. Sorry, go ahead.
No, you're good. And, but at the same time, in that same place, in that same moment, there are people that feel welcome enough to scream and cry and worship the Lord loudly.
Yeah.
Like, that's a comfort that you can't have everywhere. And so it's like, while one person's unwelcome, the other person feels welcome. And in the same way with the statue that we just saw, someone felt welcome to not only build it, but to go there and worship it.
Yeah.
And I was like, I'm not even going to touch the stairs.
Right.
Because I feel so unwelcome here.
And not out of reverence, but in the same way out of reverence of the one true God.
Yeah. That I'm not going to go to those places.
And potentially that's a physical representation of the prince of this principality.
Yeah.
Because all day we've been seeing Eastern statues in really weird ways.
That's true.
And we're like an hour away from home.
Yeah.
Like we're not that far away.
Yeah, that's true.
But yeah.
But so I'll say this, and then I'm gonna let you close this out today. Is like, yeah. So I think that right there, the welcomeness, the friendship, the closeness that you can feel with somebody, I think for me adds gravity toward what it is. And so it's like, okay, if that gravity exists, that gravity's there, who do you want to be around?
Yeah.
And it's like, would you rather be around Christ, who says like, I want you to be better, I want you to be with me, and this is the way to do it. He's like, I'm gonna die for you so you can do this? Or would you rather be with something that says, whatever they say, it's like, oh, you just have to just be yourself. It's already the answer's within you. It's like, the answer's not within me.
No.
I don't have any answers.
Yeah. No, I think that's really well put. I think the other thing would be, I like how personal you got with that. And like really going into the characteristics of God. But I think maybe I'll take it to the 30,000 foot view.
Yeah.
As we wrap up and just kind of go, if you choose to bow down at other entities, there is a day where those entities will bow down to the true God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. of the Church of Jesus Christ. It's at the end of the day, every knee will bow.
Yeah.
So if you feel welcomed by an entity that is not the Holy Spirit, then at some point that entity will be destroyed, and you will have hitched your cart to the wrong donkey.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So like at the end of the day, there is this personal nature about the freedom that comes with a relationship with Jesus, and the bondage that eventually is a relationship with other deities that are lower than Jesus.
Yeah.
And yeah, that's weird. I honestly did not expect this today.
I didn't either. This took a very different turn than I expected.
I know, it makes me feel like, I feel like this video might come across as like an influencer blog because of how energized we've been about everything that's happened today.
This is all taking me by complete surprise.
But I think if you know who we are, then you'd be like, they are very excited about what's going on. But yeah, I mean, I think that's it. I think this is a really cool.
I think this is a cool trip.
It was.
I will say nothing that happened was what I expected.
At all.
But it was better than I could have hoped for.
Same. But yeah.
Yeah.
So this has been the first Tipsy Theology travel podcast.
Yeah.
Right?
That's right.
And I guess let Paul know if you want it to happen again.
Do you guys want to come on another road trip with us?
We'll see what happens.
We'll head to the Church of Scientology next.
Oh boy.
We're not doing
We'd have to find one. Well, I
There's
guess
one in
Clearwater.
Tampa, Clearwater.
Oh yeah, true. Actually,
Ybor City has one.
like almost all of Clearwater is Scientology.
Really?
Yeah. And that's actually really close to us. Like they actually own most of Clearwater.
Oh, of course they
The
do.
Church of Scientology itself.
Dang.
So I don't know why I said that. It's not very far.
No, it's really close.
I don't want to go there.
I don't either.
I like Clearwater though.
If you guys want us to go there, we'll do it.
Maybe.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Send us some money.
Yeah. Send us gas money and we'll go.
Yeah, that's true.
All
And
right.
some coffees.
Yeah.
But thank you guys for watching. Thanks for coming on this trip with us.
Oh yeah. Brought to you by Dunkin' Donuts today.
Yeah. This is what we ran on, not just America. And we'll talk to you hopefully sooner rather than later.